Finding my voice. These days I'm comfortable, I'm assertive enough in my personal life and at work, but haven't become mean. But it wasn't easy finding the balance. To keep my friends, I'd always go along with what they thought even though sometimes I felt uncomfortable, and at work, I didn't want my staff to hate me, so I did everything I could to be friends with them. But that didn't go too well. Seriously, they just took advantage of me. My friends thought I was a pushover, and at work, I couldn't get them to do what I needed them to, so I ended up doing all their work as well as mine, after hours. Something had to give. People told me to be more assertive, to say what I mean, to not be a pushover. You see, assertiveness wasn't something that came naturally to me. In fact, for the longest time, I struggled to find my voice, both in my personal life and as a manager. And for a long time, I firmly believed that to be assertive, you had to be mean. And that's not my nature. You see guys in the army, and they shout and are aggressive, assertive. But that's not me. I finally realized that it was taking a toll on my mental and emotional well-being. I was tired of being beaten down. It wasn't until I entered the world of management that I truly understood the importance of assertiveness. Suddenly, I found myself thrust into a leadership role, responsible for guiding a team towards a common goal, who rarely shared my enthusiasm and work ethic and had little concern for achieving a goal. Getting their weekly pay was the only priority. I found it difficult. Instead of stepping up and owning my authority, I found myself shrinking back, afraid to assert myself for fear of upsetting others. The result? Chaos. It was clear that my passive approach wasn't working. If I wanted to succeed as a manager, and more importantly, as a leader, I needed to find my voice and learn how to use it effectively. So, I started reading books, watching videos, and trying to work out how to be assertive without being mean. My boss said straight to me, "You're too nice to be a leader." I slowly started to understand. It wasn't easy and it wasn't quick. It started small. The first time I came face to face with the need to make my opinion heard, I took a deep breath and calmly stated that I wasn't happy with what was going on. I shared my opinion, and it was from the heart. I explained that while all my staff got on really well with me, which was great, in order to keep my boss happy, I was working extremely long hours after my staff had gone home. They expressed surprise. Significantly, one asked why I didn't tell them. That was an eye-opener. Why hadn't I? I explained that I didn't want to upset them, but the end result was I'd either be sacked or I had to be mean and aggressive. Then it hit me, I was thinking being assertive was to be aggressive. But it's not the same thing. Being aggressive is to be mean to people. Being assertive is to find your voice, decide if something is important, saying it, and holding firm in your beliefs. Whether at work or in a friendship situation. Now I was starting to understand this, I was quickly faced with disagreement. So I asked them, "So what do you think?" I listened, thought about what was said, and asked myself, do I feel comfortable with this, or is my opinion still the right one? If I felt their opinions were right, I'd say so, and go with it. But when I felt my opinion was right, I simply said, no, I've made my decision, we need to do this. By sticking religiously to my new principles of being fair, but assertive, those around me began to accept some things they could change, and some things they couldn't. I realized that the same principles that apply to managing a team could also be applied to my personal life. Setting boundaries with friends who constantly took advantage of my kindness or standing up for myself in difficult conversations with loved ones, I learned that assertiveness was the key to more authentic connections. And slowly but surely, I began to see the fruits of my labor. My relationships grew stronger and more meaningful. My team became more cohesive and productive. And perhaps most importantly, I began to feel a sense of empowerment that I had never experienced before. If you're struggling like I did, I want you to know that you're not alone. It's okay to be assertive and prioritize your own needs and desires. And most importantly, it's okay to stand up for yourself, both in your personal life and in your career. But understand, being assertive can be done with compassion, kindness. Assertive and aggressive are not the same thing. By embracing your voice and owning your assertiveness, you have the power to transform not only your own life but the lives of those around you. So go ahead, speak up, and watch as the world listens. If you believe this video has been helpful, please subscribe, like and share. Thank you.